Bam! It's time for a review. All right, what we have here today is we have some Super 7 goodness. Now, I've been pretty critical of Super 7 in the past, mainly due to the price point, but they had some new figures coming out, and this particular Falcon has been critically acclaimed online, I believe. A lot of people talk really good about it. And, the Royal Guard, the Cobra-La guys, kind of in the same wave. I figured I would give them a try. You know what I'm saying? Not too shabby. So with this packaging here, let's take a look at Falcon. All right, so one thing that Super 7 does really well with these figures is the packaging. And look at this. This is nostalgia overload. I never really owned a Falcon when I was younger, but I'm happy I have one in my collection now. And look at him. He looks pretty good. He's got articulation there. It's going to be nice to rip him open. All right, keep an eye. This is the Reaction Plus line. Don't buy the traditional Reaction line, because if you do, you're going to get a guy like this. All right? And he has no articulation. But, hey, 50% off on Big Bad Toy Store. You can get this pack that I talked about earlier in my videos. You can pick up like 12 dudes for like 50% off the normal price. I think it's like $50. But there's a little PSA for you. All right, so let's look at this Falcon here. These Reaction Plus ones are a little expensive, but they've got the articulation. They got the stuff we're fiending for, so I figured I gotta do it. Here's the back. Here's some of the other figures in the line. Now, all those figures are Reaction Plus, so keep that in mind. If you're looking for these, you can find them, but you're gonna pay. You know what I'm saying? And then here's the card. I'll pause right there so y'all can take a look at the card. I like the cards. All right. This is a brand new 2025 product. Let's look at the Royal Guard. Cobra-La. Now, I never really watched, when they transitioned into the Cobra-La stuff. I was kind of out of G.I. Joe at that time, but I don't know, maybe that was the Dick series, the DIC series. Not sure. But here we go. Same background. Let's take a pause there if y'all want to read that. There you go. This guy looks pretty cool. He's got like a cloth cape. So I'm interested in taking a look at that and seeing what that's all about. I'm not sure how these cloth capes will stand the test of time. You know what I'm saying? But hey, you never know. All right. All right, now you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to rip these bad boys open. Let's do this. I figured I would show y'all a little bit of the unboxing. Look at this. Pretty good card right here. Oh, yeah. Oh, the blasphemy. Come on, y'all. Tell me who's crying out there right now when I just ripped that apart. I'm pretty sure that Super 7 doesn't expect the collectors to open these toys, but you know what? These are my toys, and I'm going to open them. You know what I'm saying? There we go. He's got a nice little backpack, too. Check that out. All right, let's get this next one going. Oh, let's check out the card. That feels so good. Look at that. Now I'm going to cut out the bio. I do keep those. I like keeping the bios. All right, so let me go ahead. Here's what we're looking at. I'm going to get these guys out of the packet. I'm going to free them from their plastic prison, and I will be right back. Bam! And here we go. We've got the Cobra-La troop on the left, and we've got Falcon on the right. Now, there's some things I need to tell you about during that unboxing there I'm not too happy about. So first thing is this Cobra-La troop right here. Look at his hand. Now, you see the whitening on his hand right there? There's like whitening right there. Now, the problem here is that this weapon does not fit in his hand. And I was trying to get it into this hand here, and the hand started whitening like that. I mean, I can kind of get it in there, but it's starting to whiten over time. So that's not so good there, Super 7. Not so good. The cloth is kind of just like, I don't know, man. It's just kind of there. You know what I mean? Like plasticky. It's not felt or anything like that. But I don't think the original line had Cobra-La Troop. And I don't know if I'm going to leave this weapon in his hand. But you see, we've got standard articulation here. Elbows. Head moves. A little bit, maybe. Yeah, there you go. Freeze. Legs. Like Superman. I got some pretty good, look at that. Pretty good range of motion there. You've seen my other Super 7 reviews, and a lot of the Super 7 line had a problem here where you couldn't get this right angle. And here you go. This guy's doing it pretty good. He seems to have the same problem as the others, which you can see this line right here. I think that's so you can take it apart if you need to. Yeah, some screws in there. Not too shabby. He's cool. I mean, I don't know. This one's probably not my favorite. I'm not really a big fan of the Cobra-La la 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 and all that jazz, but if you are, let me know in the comments. But here you go. This is what you're looking at. If you're looking to pick them up yourself, maybe just one for the collection like me, this is what you're going to come up with. I mean, you know, he's all right. He's whatever. I wish he was a little cheaper. Maybe catch this one on the old clearance. You know what I'm saying? There he is. All right, let's look at Falcon. Now Falcon here, one problem I had was that, look at his arm here. He's got a bit of a paint defect there. Come on, Super 7. This was a $20 hair figure. Now, you know, I got like $10 off with Amazon reward points. Oh, bam, trying to knock these things down. I got mouths to feed. He's got really good detail here. Pockets on the side. He's got, you know, magnifying glass, whatever that is there. Some more pockets. The weapon here, absolutely no issues. It fits there almost perfectly. Looks great. The plastic here feels very nice. It doesn't feel like the other figures. Oh, let's go a little bit of bend here. Let's see what we got. Oh. Yeah, we got it. Yeah, look at that. He's doing it. He's doing a thing. It feels really tight. And when we bend it, there's no gap here. Nice. Over there as well, no gap showing. Pretty quality. Pretty quality. Yeah, no, this Falcon figure is very nice. I like it, except for that paint defect. But you know what? That's a tattoo to me. You know what I'm saying? There's the bag. Got some canteens on there. Some other details, some paint apps. Nice camo. Yeah, man. Look at that face. Look at that face. Man, look at those blue eyes. That is awesome. Yeah, this guy's really cool. All right. Here we go. Put him back there with our other Joes. All right, let's get a little bit of a size comparison. Who are we going to do for a size comparison? We can't do Steve. Steve's captured by a good Storm Shadow right now, and everybody and their mother, and Batman, and Flipor, and all these people are trying to help out, but I need to put together a team, apparently, to get them back. But check out my old reviews to find out what's going on with the Saga of Eternal Life. Little mini-series I got going on the channel here. Who are we going to have for our size comparison today? Bam! What we have here is Desert Patrol Snake Eyes from the Valor vs. Venom line. He was released, I believe, in 2004. This is one of the, I think, one of the rarest and coolest Snake Eyes that I have in my collection. Check him out, man. Is that not cool or what? He's really expensive. I got him at, I think at a yard sale. Picked up a bunch of Joes. He was in the bag. Not too shabby. All right, so, you know, he's your standard vintage. I would imagine 2004 is probably vintage at this point. He's from the Valor vs. Venom line. And as you can see here, they line up pretty good. This is your average 3 3/4 action figure. Now let's just do the old test with Snake Eyes here. Bam, look at that. You don't see that line. See that? I mean, it's kind of there. Probably the leopard print is making it kind of hide a bit. Now, I don't have his weapon in his hand because I do not want to break this guy. But, you know, honestly, when I compare these two, Falcon feels almost, it's like they're doing running changes here with these figures. He almost feels like he could be a vintage figure. Some of the other ones, they were kind of fishy. The plastic felt real cheap. It just, I don't know. They're getting better. All right, so there you go with your size comparison. This guy will fit right in. I mean, these figures will fit right in with your vintage. You'll be A-OK. All right, so let's tee up a rating here for these Super 7 figures. Falcon, Lieutenant Falcon, and the Cobra-La Guard. All right, let's start with the Cobra-La Guard. All right, we're going to go with engineering and articulation. All right, for that, we're going to go ahead and give that, I'm going to have to give it a thumbs sideways. All right, man, this weapon, from the engineering perspective, this weapon shouldn't have issues going into the hand. That's negative points right there. Maybe make the weapon smaller, think about the engineering there, fix that problem. Paint apps here are very, very nice. Yeah, so I kind of feel, as I'm saying this, I kind of feel like I want to buy a ton of these guys. But Bam, calm down, Bam. Calm down. Don't do it. Don't do it, man. All right, let's move right along. All right, let's go with affordability. Now, it's going to be the elephant in the room. We're going to go with a thumbs sideways. Again, this price point is about $20, man. It's giving you, on one hand, it's giving you something you can't get in the vintage line, I don't believe. So it's kind of nice, but, you know, I think it could be maybe a little bit cheaper, especially when you have problems like the whitening on the hand. Not very good. All right, let's go with our last category, overall. All right, the overall here for the Cobra-La Guard is a thumbs sideways. Catch this one on clearance if you can. You know, you'll get more value out of it. All right, let's move right along. Let's go to Falcon now. Falcon, I think it's pretty straightforward here. Engineering, bam, thumbs up, right? Got that little scuff on the arm. Everything else in the figure, I can kind of overlook that. You know, I think it's special. It fits right in. Look at it sitting there with all the other Joes. Now, you'll notice I have Super 7 back there. I've got vintage figures back there. I've got modern figures. And these are my toys. I play with them all together. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go with affordability. Thumbs sideways. I got to give it a thumb sideways here. That's this kind of Super 7 line. Maybe like sideways almost up, you know what I'm saying? Like right about there. That's my first, what is that? What is that considered? An angle of some kind. You know, Bam ain't too smart. It's like, I want to be thumbs up, but I just kind of can't do it. So I'm going to go like right there. Diagonal. My first diagonal thumb. Boom. Yeah, this Falcon figure is pretty cool. I mean, I really do like it. I'm glad I have it in my collection. All right, let's go overall. Bam. Overall, it's a thumbs up. He's cool, man. I would definitely recommend that if you pick this one up, go ahead and do it. He's a little expensive, but, you know, he fits right in. You got to have a Lieutenant Falcon. It's not like you have to buy a ton of them, right? The Cobra-La Guard is an army builder. With these problems, the QC problems they have, I would not army build this. Although I am really kind of itching. After I look at him, I'm like, man, he looks kind of cool. Clearance, my friends. Clearance. Keep an eye out for this one on clearance and see what happens. All right. Lieutenant Falcon. Front and center, soldier. Sir, yes, sir. All right, Lieutenant Falcon. You know, I just brought you out of the package, but, you know, I think I have some need for your services. What do you think about that? Sir, yes, sir. You know, well, Falcon, can I call you Vincent? I saw that on your file card. Your name's Vincent. Sir, yes, sir. Vincent it is, sir. Well, there's a lot of stuff going down on BAM reviews right now. And I got friends that are captured, and you got to watch the channel. I know you just came out of plastic and you don't know what a TV is, but in time you'll kind of figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, But yeah, so Cobra has captured some of my toys from my channel here, and Batman's involved, and this guy named Flipper is involved, who normally steals toys, but for some reason he's helping me out right now. And the Joes are involved as well, and I think that I've kind of lost contact with the Joes ever since Lego Hand Snake Eyes. I know it's crazy. Yeah, he actually has Lego hands on his hand. Sir, Lego hands? Yeah, he's got his hands are gone. I got him at a yard sale as well. He ain't got no hands, so I put some Lego pieces in there. And anyway, you'll meet him in time. But what I need you to do is I need you to go find out what the Joes are doing. All right? Batman told me that the Joes are all out of control, flying around trying to find Snake Eyes, but they're completely off the track. All right, so I gave you the address. I know it looks like a Lego piece, but it's actually a piece of paper, okay? Sir, yes, sir, piece of paper, sir. So what I want you to do, Batman gave me that address, and it says that's where Lego Hand Snake Eyes is. I want you to take that to Joe headquarters, talk to Duke, and find out where they're going and report back to me. You think you can do that, soldier? Sir, yes, sir. Yo, Joe. All right, get out of here. Poof. All right, so Desert Snake Eyes. You know what, man? I've got too many Snake Eyes in my story. I'm sorry, but you can't help, my friend. Poof, and just like that, Snake Eyes is gone. All right, let's. What am I gonna do with the Cobra-La? What? Where did the Cobra-La trooper go? Oh man, he heard the plan. Darn Cobra. Man, I knew I shouldn't have reviewed a Cobra on my channel. Oh man. All right, Falcon. Good luck there, buddy. Report back. Let me know what's going on. That's a shame. Well, that's about it for this one. I'd show you all some action figures, but they're apparently all out on missions. Some of them not so good missions. But this has been my Super 7 Cobra-La Guard and my Falcon review. All right, my name is BAM Reviews. This has been a BAM review. I am BAM. I review toys on YouTube such as Super 7 goodness, Modern Joes, Transformers sometimes, although those Transformers, they tend to hurt BAM's hands. I ain't as spry as I used to be. You know what I'm saying? The Transformers, I open up the instruction book for Transformers, there's like 400 instructions. And when you're doing a review, you gotta transform the thing, which means it takes me like 30-40 minutes just to do a review. So I got some Transformers coming up, but that's not gonna be fun. You know what I'm saying? I do reviews, I do hauls on YouTube, yard sale hauls, convention hauls. I have some convention hauls coming up here soon. Spooktober's coming up real soon, and I like Spooktober. I like to keep things in the Halloween theme, lower the lights a little bit, get a little spooky around here. So I've got a lineup of Halloween themed toys that are like kind of creepy that I'm going to be showing off, and I'm really excited for that. But thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one. BAM out.